Yeah, we played together. He scored the biggest goal for us in St. Louis.
Overtime, yeah.
And we're live. The Battle of Alberta. How the hell are you, boys?
We made her, boys. We made her.
Fellas,
we made her.
You're in my backyard.
Did you? Were you shocked when you heard the news?
I got the text and I didn't believe it right away. I was like, yeah, right. And then it got more serious and serious. Well, thanks, Uppy. I gotta eat, and I'm like Cam Jansen.
I just want to hear you, but I haven't heard that voice in a while.
I know. I had a couple fans grilling me about not being on the podcast, so I got to get back on every once in a while.
Well, you're too busy now.
I am. I'm very busy right now, but no, boys. This is fucking great. I love having you guys here. I mean, I'm the one talking right now, but this is your guys' show. No, this is the most Missin Curfew fans I've ever seen.
Besides that guy in the Taylor Hall Edmonton Oilers jersey. You know that guy?
Yeah, there we go.
Look at that guy. Someone grab that guy. Someone grab that guy. Someone grab him.
Hey, listen, boys.
Taylor Hall, grab that guy.
Have a look around. I wore my blue. I'm fucking proud. I'm bleeding blue today. It's not a St. Louis Blues thing. It's a fucking Fort Mac.
Yep.
Fucking true blue and blue kid, Wayne Gretzky, 99. Connor McDavid, let's go, baby. I almost wore that jersey one time. Fuck, I almost made it through training camp, boys.
I know, it's the only picture I have on Instagram.
I almost made it.
He's like looking at it like, oh,
I know, I wanted one of him I wanted one of him playing so bad, but I just couldn't get it. So.
Obi, what is this fella tour is happening again, but what does this Battle of Alberta mean to a guy like yourself?
You know what? I got a great story about the Battle of Alberta. So Loops was playing in Toronto, and we were playing the Oilers at home. And I got a text after the game. I played like 4 or 5 minutes. Shocking. Got Bob Hartley 4 or 5
Cup
minutes.
of coffee.
And Loops goes, I turned on the Battle of Alberta, but after the second TV timeout, I had to turn her off.
I was on that text.
So needless to say, I didn't get to really embrace the Battle of Alberta. Because I was only here for 50 games and I didn't play fuck all.
Right.
But you could sense it when, we would go up to Edmonton or they would come here. And at that time, Calgary was shit and Edmonton was shit. So
is there anything like it? Is there anything like it though in hockey, boys? You're a fucking super fan.
I mean,
right.
But what I mean is like we have the Sunshine Fuck Fest, and for us that's totally coming to fruition. And
it's more of a missionary fuck fest.
It's an absolute ass beating right now.
You guys are right though. Like when Obes played, it was nothing. Like both teams are shit, so it didn't fucking matter. But now you got McDavid and Draisaitl, Gaudreau, Lynn, all these guys, and they're 2 elite teams. Like it's gonna be fucking
since
amazing.
1991.
I was one years old. I've never experienced this before.
I thought you jinxed them the other night. They were up 6-2, and Princey goes, "You guys get up here. It's going to be a sweep."
Can we talk about that photo you just quickly with the sweep or the 4-0 Calgary?
It was fuck the Oilers. It was these guys who went down to Trolley 5 on the Red Mile, Heart of the Red Mile. These guys walking in with a fuck the Oilers sign, and they walk by, and the guy locks eyes with me, and he goes, "Hey, that's Princey. That's Princey from Missin Curfew. Hey, Princey, come here." So he comes and grabs me. He hops up on my shoulders, whatever, and I'm holding the fuck the Oilers sign. And trust me, the DMs from the Oilers fans were really pretty that night for sure. But
I grew up in a town that's roughly Obi's been up there, but it's roughly a 7-hour drive from here.
I've been there.
If you really step on it and you got a nice fucking Mustang, you get up there in 6. But
6 hours.
When I was a kid, there were not many red jerseys in my hometown.
I can see
it was a fucking Edmonton Oiler country. So for me, when this matchup happened and we knew it happened last week, to me I'm like, this is something now that I left the game. I never got to play for the Oil or Calgary. I always tune in. It's a game that if it's on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada back in the day, Don Cherry, fucking Ron McLean, I'm tuning in. But for me now, it's like I want to come and witness it I want to get in the building. I haven't seen a great hockey game, and I haven't seen a great atmosphere hockey game in a while. I think we went to the New York game, Obes, right? We went
against Colorado last year.
Colorado.
So you almost fell the fucking sweep.
Oh, yeah.
You almost fell in the fucking sweep.
I heard. I got that news, but
that was a game.
Speaking about gambling, to our gambling DraftKings listeners out there, I had the Avalanche in the series, but I was cheering for Golden Knights in Game 3 to win my bet.
And you switched the whole thing around.
Swept the whole fucking series. You falling out of the suite almost changed the whole series.
I know, but then I think you started betting for the Knights too.
No,
I
went down with the ship.
Oh, you did?
I went down with the ship.
Yeah, you made it back tenfold betting on.
That Sammy Girard got put in the old turnstile.
I'm hoping the Blues might put him in it again.
Yeah, you had the Flames originally picked in the series, and I drew up the graphic and I put it out there. And one of the first people to like Uppy's thing was Big Luch.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, and then Uppy texted me, "I want to switch to the Oilers." I'm like, I can't do that. Luch will pump my eyes.
I didn't want McDavid to see it first.
So, yeah, but you covered it on the podcast, so it's all good.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
Oilers.
Don't worry, McDavid's not seeing anything but blurs coming this way because he's going that way.
He's seeing red.
He's seeing red jerseys
going,
and he's just going that way.
He is going that way. That's for
Okay,
sure.
I saw the stat today after I put my bet in on DraftKings. DraftKings is live in Ontario, too. For anyone in Ontario, it's
DraftKings
live in Ontario.
Sportsbook is live.
Just
in
Bet
Ontario.
with the boys. You Leafs fans, you poor bastards, at least you can bet.
Rick Raleigh.
Rick Rowley's going to be on the pod this week.
Oh, I can't wait.
I saw a stat.
Yeah.
The Flames have lost 12 straight game twos,
my
brother.
God.
Talk to me. Are we worried? I already got my money on them. What's going on?
I want to say that I'm confident because of the last game, but it's the Flames have these weird curses. Like they went like Anaheim. They hadn't beaten the Ducks in Anaheim in like 20 years or something like that. And anybody that has like a milestone, like Sundin had like 500 goals, Sakic 1,000 points or something, it always happens against the Flames. They have these weird curses that they have to break. I'm feeling fucking confident though, boys. We're in the building. You're wearing a Loot shirt.
Yeah, I got my
I
Loot shirt.
actually,
Loot!
like, by the way, I really felt like I was here on the Fella Tour trip when you handed him the Luch jersey.
I know.
And all of a sudden, I'm watching Obi put on fucking 17 Luch, who's been an absolute
Oh,
beast.
my God.
Did you hear what Kane said today?
Yeah, I did. I
Kane,
did,
slippery,
yeah.
slippery. He said, we have no problem with Luch being on the ice in the
Yeah.
Battle of Alberta.
And then Luch said, well, Kane's not much of a battle, so I won't worry about that.
Don't
so there.
poke the big fucking Luch train.
God, he's fuck boys. I wouldn't want to fuck with that guy.
No, I wouldn't either.
I finally
man,
got in tight with him there at training camp. He brought me over for dinner a few
did he?
times. Had
Yeah.
dinner with the wife. Wife's good cook. Great
Luch's
girl,
a great
Britt.
guy.
Luch is a great guy. The Flames
So-
do not have a C on their jersey. That's
I know.
nobody is. But
But he's the captain.
you know who the captain is. It's not even a question. You know who the captain is. Like,
So-
who's running him, hitting McDavid like that? Like, come on.
This is my first Battle of Alberta as a fan in the playoffs, and I thought coming up here that I don't know what to expect. I see Oilers fans sitting with Flames fans. This guy's wearing a Taylor Hall jersey. No
Yeah,
one's punched
that's
him out
tough.
yet.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is,
that's
pretty, is
tough.
everyone just stoned here? Or why is this not like?
I
why
think
are
they're
people-
drunk, Cobes. I don't know.
Where am I going to see the fight? I don't want to be in a fight, but where would I see a fight?
So there's this thing in the Saddle Dome. It's called the press level.
Okay.
So it's the nosebleeds. But the thing about it is it's a saddle dome, right? So this is the press level, and that's your view. Your view is
Is
obstructed.
that roof falling off yet?
Well, you could go up, and I could probably punch it, and the fucking concrete will fall
It's a
down.
tough
but-
barn in there,
Yeah.
but I can't wait.
I
We got
know.
103
Who was the
tickies over.
goalie that Princey put up a goal you scored there when you were playing for the Blues?
I
You shot her from the parking lot. Who was the goalie?
It was Yoni Ortio, just a
Oh, I
complete
know that kid. I was
backup.
like-
yeah.
He wasn't ready.
No, he wasn't
fucking
ready at all.
snuck it in under
and
his
you ripped it. And you
snuck
ripped
it in under his
You
arm.
ripped it hard.
And I went right in the glass like a fucking. My parents were right behind the game, so.
Princey, we're gonna get Noodles on here, but buddy, we're happy to be up with
Boys,
you.
I can't thank you guys enough for
I got
coming
the
to my
Flames.
hometown.
I got
man.
the Flames.
So do
But
I.
we might be back if they continue to win. We'll be back. So
The hospitality's been great. We got guys coming in from BC. These
Yeah.
guys drove in. They left at 2 a.m. to
Couple
come
guys
from
from
BC.
Vancouver
Yeah,
Island, so-
That's awesome. Yeah.
thank you for everything, brother.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Princey,
fellas.
keep it going, buddy.
Will do. I'm gonna
Good
go.
luck with your Flames tonight. I don't know if you're
Boys,
going to
I am
fucking
gonna
come out
go
on top.
crush beers with the fans right now.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Go get them.
Hopes,
Fella.
we got an absolute
I don't
star.
know what kind of beer this is, but it's pretty good.
I think I tried to order it at Alexander Keith's. But the gentleman that's joining us here, he's on a little vodka soda.
We got one of the original OGs coming in now.
Yeah, I know.
We got original
This is an OG. Yeah, yeah.
Are we live?
We're live.
This
buddy.
is live. We got about
We're
probably, I'd
live.
say we got a $140 listeners right now, 140.
That's all right.
That's-
I'll take more than.
It's all about content.
It's
right?
140 guys that like to be in Alberta right now, seeing this matchup tonight.
I'll tell you what. If they used to have this bar named Cowboys, the old school one, the one on 5th and 9th down
I
here,
know.
they had to burn that place to the
I
ground.
know they did. Vickers. Why didn't he keep that place open for us?
He should have.
I know, especially for this week.
Like just this week.
What's going on with the new one? Just hasn't bounced back from COVID
Well,
yet,
it's
or-
just yeah, I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I was here a couple of years ago for the Stampede or whatever, and
Yeah.
like it's Cowboys, but it's Cowboys light. You know, it's Cowboys 2021.
Yeah, we need to crank things up a little
You
bit.
need like a
We need the-
2004 Cowboys.
Yeah.
It was great
Hey,
back in the day.
one of my first times I remember going to Cowboys, Anson Carter was in there. He was playing for the Oil at the time. And I never experienced a guy like pull a wad of cash out of his pocket. Like, you know, when you're at the bar and no one's, you know, back in 04, you're not,
Yeah.
credit cards are like, what?
Yeah,
Credit card?
exactly,
You want to
yeah.
have just a nice wad. And he pulled it out. And, of course, you know, a good Alberta Cowboy bar is all about, you know, the daisy boots, the hats, and the long bar. And you just try,
Yeah.
you got to order all your drinks right there so they sit there. And sure enough, this is how it's done, my man. He
Yeah.
pulls it up and, you know,
Just lays it out.
this is when the
Lays it out.
NHL
Old
card went a
school.
long way.
I always played with veteran guys who, they were heavy on the road, carried thick wads of cash because they were just, there's no reporting cash, right? Like credit cards always had a
paper trail.
A paper with the cash, nothing. No,
Cash is king.
you show up and cash is king. So I didn't mind that.
The old Cowboys, real quick though. So we started a road trip. We were going out east, but we started in Cowtown. We beat Calgary, and the whole team went out. I think we even got Louis
Where
out.
were you at the time?
Vancouver.
Oh, nice.
So Mike Gillis gave us these sleep watches. They're like, you got to wear these sleep watches. I come in, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Mason Raymond, can you wear a sleep watch from me? So anyways, we go out, we win that game. Our whole team goes out, finish off the road trip. A couple weeks later, they get the data. The doctor comes in, he's like, you guys had a great road trip, but there was just this one thing in Calgary here. The whole team went to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're like, cut it.
Yeah, geez, Mason, eh?
You could get everybody out, old Cowboys. Even guys that didn't go out would go poke their head
Well,
in.
we had a time when I was playing, I think late 90s, early 2000, we did the Western Swing, and you'd circle that on the calendar. Like nowadays, I guess it's New York, LA. Like still Vegas is in the league. But back then it was okay, we're going to do Calgary Cowboys. We're going to get a night off in Edmonton and just relax. And then we're going to, and I'm from Edmonton.
Yeah, me too. I don't relax there at all.
Okay, but fair enough. And then we're going to go down to the 1A bar in Vancouver, the Roxy. So it's like that. If that wasn't a carrot to play well out west, and we had a night where we played Wednesday here in Calgary, not till Saturday in Edmonton. So we won pretty big that night. And the coach comes in and goes, guys, I need a 2 a.m. We need a 2 a.m. curfew tonight, and I don't want anybody in before that. And the boys were like, holy smoke. So we went out, had a night, and the next day we were bussing up to Edmonton. The bus went to Pete's Drive-In. Burgers and
Boys
shoe
are
boxes
hungry,
of fries.
Boys got a little gur on.
The whole bus slept right up to Edmonton. And
that's hockey, though. That's hockey.
That's old school. And you can't, it's just a different. I was talking over there with Troy Brower. Like, you're talking with the guys, like, it's generations. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, today's athlete, no problem with it. It's just different. It's just, it's like anything. Like, I grew up in Alberta. We had a station wagon with the back seat faced outside. Like, no seatbelt, no nothing. Dad's, smoking in the car,
down,
windows up.
Winter,
that's how life was. Education and things have changed. I don't judge it, but I do miss it. Put it that way.
I used to say, I said, Dad, you guys should drink and drive. He said, yeah, but our cars would go through telephone poles. Cars now go around like get wrapped around them.
Honestly, life's changed, so you adapt. That's the way I feel.
I agree.
Noodles, I want to ask you, we were talking before, we got your 04 team pulled up here. And I was just talking to you. That was right when I was getting ready to make my jump to pro hockey. I think I was in the American League. Like, talk about that run. So the feel that you got from that, being back here now, it's got to bring back some good memories because that was incredible.
Amazing on so many different levels. So we had some backstory to it is I got traded right at the deadline right there for Chris Simon. So Chris Simon actually was a huge part of them going to the finals. But our team, I've never been in my whole career, and we won the President's Trophy in '99 in St. Louis, deep team, tight team. 04 team here in Calgary was the tightest team I've ever played with. And I'll give you a quick story. Like, we played on a Friday night in San Jose and got rinsed. And you get home from San Jose late because you lose the hour. And Daryl said to us, he goes, you guys can practice when you get off the plane early and have the rest of Saturday and Sunday off, and we'll see you Monday. Or you can have Saturday off and let's practice Sunday. The guys are like, you know what, the hell with it. Let's practice Saturday when we get off the plane.
No brainer.
No brainer. I go, guys, let's have it. It's December 18th. I'll never forget this. I go, guys, we're going to have a little Christmas party at my house. So back then, how many guys actually show up to the Christmas party? Like, not everyone makes it. Like, the married guys, sometimes it can't, We had 21 out of 23 guys at the house. And the party started at 6 o'clock. Sean Donovan showed up at 3:30 because he bought his wife a sewing machine at the mall and didn't want to drive all the way home. He's like, Chum, can I come by a little early? So him and I had a couple
How'd he get away with that? His wife a sewing machine.
I don't know. Apparently,
what kind of message?
Apparently she wanted it, so it's a great gift if you want it. But we had a pre-party before the big party. And the whole team went out. And I just remember thinking that night, that's what teams are built on. It's not about being stupid and going out, but it's like, how tight is your team that everyone wants to hang? Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's protein shakes and it's hey, like guys don't go for lunch. They go for dinner that much on home soil because everything is pre-made for you, and it's like okay, they disperse and it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, you got to have the mix of older guys who can kind of like say, hey, young pups, we want you here. Like, what do we got to do to keep you here? Because young guys will show up to the party and they'll kind of be there, and then they're like, there's no girls here. And then they want to leave or something, right? And you're like, all right, well, listen, bring a couple of your girls, but make sure they're cool. Make sure they get along with everyone.
Not disrespectful,
Not disrespectful. So there's always a thing. I loved wearing the A in Florida because I was in charge of most of the team parties. I'd say, listen, and to Willie Mitchell and his wife, I'm like, if we want this party to be good, we got to tell these young guys, because we had a bunch of them. Well, you got to tell them that they can invite some of the girls that they want to hang out. So the 1 year,
they're like, we would, but I'm still going to fuck them all.
Gerard Gallant was our coach. Hey, Gerard Gallant was our coach. He lived in my building. We had this whole rooftop rented out for Halloween, and he came in, and I just introduced him, and they were all like Miami Dolphin cheerleaders, right? And he's like, I see how you guys do this. I see how you guys are doing
this. Trying to get some PP time.
Good luck with that.
Exactly. Noodles, I know what you're talking about on that 04 team, because my rookie year in 06, I ended up getting traded from Tampa, but the Ducks team that went on to win that Stanley Cup, the feeling in that dressing room of like the veteran guys to the young guys and the team dinners, you didn't have to force us to go. No, we wanted to go. Like everybody from Pronger on down.
There was like an understanding, and it the leaders, I brag enough about Iggy. Because Iggy, like Iggy's a Hall of Fame person. He's a Hall of Fame hockey player. He's a Hall of Fame person. But the leadership on our group, on our team, the leadership group, was just, they were humble, hardworking, and they just wanted everyone. From our fourth line guy to the backup goaltender to everyone, they're like, we need you involved. You're a big part of this. And that's sometimes, I think, successful teams, guys who are farther down in the lineup, they embrace their roles and they're good at it. Instead of going, if a fourth line guy wants to be a third liner, he's always a little bit, maybe disruptive is the wrong word, but maybe in the back of his mind he's like, I want a little bit more minutes.
I'm as good as him. I can play.
How about just being the best fourth liner?
Yeah.
And we've had guys like that play their role and did that to a T. And those successful teams, that's what everyone just plays their role to a T and does it, and nobody complains.
And you knew the best was, and I'll be honest, Noodles, I had a little bit of that in me. I always thought, hey, I could play more minutes. I should be playing higher up.
But you may have been able.
And I go to Nashville, and Trotsky goes, hey, listen, you're going to be our 5'6" guy. And I'm like, I was just in Vancouver. But he goes, be the best 5'6" defenseman you can be.
Yeah.
Be the best one. And I embraced that, and I was.
I learned it later in my career, but you're right. When you do learn it, you're usually on a good team. If you can ever learn that, you're on a team that actually is.
You know what? I don't know where the light went on for you. I was about 26 or 27, where I was like, okay, if I'm going to be a backup, I'm going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Like, don't try and push for starter minutes. Be the best backup, and then they're going to want to play you more.
Of course.
And that's where I always found. When I was a little bit younger, you're playing and like, I had a good game. I should probably start again. Well, the starter's going to start, and then you're not disruptive. Disruptive's the wrong word, but you're disappointed because we were all really good players before we made it to the NHL as well. We were all star players in our own right, but once you get to the NHL, it sorts you out. So be the best of what they tell you are. Yeah. And I think the best coaches always, to your point, Barry Trotz, great coach, goes. Be the best 5'6".
He's like, you got Cody Franson. I want you PK. Be the best guy you can be. And once I accepted it.
Hitch was my guy too. Hitch would be like, I don't want to talk to you, Brodziak, and Revo. I want you guys to be the guys that I don't ever have to worry about because you guys know how to do your job. I will worry about like the top guys who need to like complain about everything.
If Tarasenko wants to play that night.
You guys just
there's plenty of weight over there.
Hey, so transitioning into the goaltending aspect of things right now. Last game, 15 goals. We have Jacob Markstrom led in 6. We have the combination of
Smith and
Koskinen led in 9. What's the mentality as a goalie going into game 2 for you? Like for both.
Okay, so I have this analogy for Mike Smith. I love the guy.
I do too.
You guys ever seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite? He's Uncle Rico. I can throw this football over that mountain. Like I think he believes he can do anything. Which is. It's a skill.
God love him.
It's a skill. Like
to
he'll allow a bad goal, and he's out there like, no, I'm going to handle the puck again. I'll fall down behind the net. I'll make a play. He's the busiest goaltender.
Yeah.
But he gets it done. I would I would be shocked if he was bad tonight.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a rock star tonight. Markstrom I'm a huge Markstrom fan. He's a goalie.
He's a goalie.
He's 6'6". If I had to build a goaltender, he'd look a lot like that. Like he has so many attributes. He just didn't have a good game. I said to my buddies on the Flames, I go, you guys, if your goaltender didn't play well and you still won, you're in good shape. Now,
and buddy, that's what I said about the Oilers. If anything they're down about, are like, fuck, Markstrom played bad, we still lost.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you get 6 on Markstrom, and I heard, I think Draisaitl or Kane or somebody said it either this morning or yesterday in their media. It's like, we put 6 behind Markstrom, still lost.
Yeah.
So you got to keep, you gave up 9.
Yeah.
Like Koskinen, I feel bad for. He hasn't played. Like you're rusty. I know what it's like. I've sat there, and honest to God, I follow the analytics of it. Edmonton gave up 27 slot shots. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's an embarrassing.
Those are grade A chances.
That's grade A
you
chances.
You could have done a better job on stick on puck.
And that's
in
when you
front
come
of
in the room the next day and you see you got like all these. You're like,
it's literally circled in the slot, and there's all these dots going. This is where the shots came from. So I'm looking for I still don't think it's going to be a 2-1.
No.
I think it's going to be like a 5-3 with an empty net or something like that, because both teams have too much power.
Yeah.
But 97's ridiculous. Like he's on another planet.
It's beautiful to watch.
I don't even know what he's doing. It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy.
But he needs help. Like, I love Yamamoto. I like some of the Oilers players as far as like their depth. But they need more bite. Like, that wasn't like Luch. I love Luch.
I love Luch.
Yeah.
Luch just said, this is what I'm going to do, and nobody's going to do anything about it tonight. They don't have an answer for Lucic, but what do you need to do? And I liked. Well, I know, but
they
you know what?
They still could use Luch. I mean, I say this now. It's 3 years ago that he's been gone.
I agree. The thing is certain teams can afford to have Luch farther down in the lineup because of their salary structure.
Yes.
They got Elias Lindholm, their number 1 centerman, at $4.8 million.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's a rock star.
How are you?
You know, you got Johnny in the 6s. And I mean, Matthews now at $9 million, but that top line, you know, I live in Toronto. What is their salary structure? Like, it's top heavy, and then you're plugging in guys like Pierre Engvall and, you know, Wayne Simmons and that, all $900,000, $700,000 players, because you're top heavy. Calgary can afford to have Luch and his experience on the 3rd, 4th line because they're, you know, of their salary structure right now. Now, Johnny's going to get paid.
Big time.
And so is Matthew.
So
Hey, Noodles, let's talk Leafs because you brought it up. I went toe-to-toe with Steve Cooley on SiriusXM on Thursday. You know, he said, there's nobody else out there you can get. You got to stay with Dubas. I like Sheldon Keefe, but when you say that we got more respect in the handshake line, come on, man. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I beat you, bro. I'm shaking your hand and you're beating it like.
That was.
Come on. I like Sheldon Keefe, Noodles, but that's like.
The comment was a bogey.
The comment was a bogey.
You need a do-over. You need a do-over.
Kind of like a Phil Mickelson. It was a Phil Mickelson.
You need, because I think Sheldon, the minute that he said it, he was like, "Whoa, I better circle back on that." Because,
abort.
Because that's, you know what? That's participation badge type of stuff. And listen, they're a very good team. I think Tampa's John Cooper and the goalie's John Wick. The goalie is scary. He's scary. If he decides to stop pucks,
scarier by the game.
I said this. I don't see a team beating him, John Wick, 4 times.
No.
Like, it could be Colorado if they get their act together. They didn't play that well last night.
That's the worst game I've seen.
But John Wick is a rock star. So he is. He's such a good goaltender. But at the end of the day, I think Toronto, if you roll that same core back, I don't know if that's a definition of insanity.
I know. That's what I said.
You're not going to change out the 4th line and all that. What you need to do is just maybe have a different look. And to me, Nick Paul is a difference maker in Tampa.
Yeah.
Who was the difference maker on that 3rd line or 4th line in Toronto? Feathers.
Feathers.
Game 6-7, you got pushed out.
You know who tried? Help me with his name, number 64, Kempy. What's his number?
David Camp.
He tried.
But he's not.
He's not, though, but he tried.
Nobody circles him on the whiteboard and goes, watch out for Camp tonight.
No.
But you know what? Nick Paul, who was a 12-goal scorer during the regular season, goes, I'm going to take that to the blue paint to try and get a hat trick. Oh, and if I have to run the goaltender and get run into the net in the meantime, I'll do it.
Yeah.
That's
every
the
little
difference.
thing, and that's
detail.
So I look at, and just talking about details, I'm with Kevin Shattenkirk last night. We watched the Blues game at my house, and I often criticize like some of the guys I play with, the younger guys, because I'm like, you know what, I play with them, and I feel like I was part of their growth. So I look at a guy like Colton Parayko.
Yeah.
Who is should be a world-class defenseman.
World class.
big
St.
St.
Albert
Albert
boy,
kid.
bomb for a
Shoot-
shot.
so okay.
He put it through. He's Uncle Rico. He could shoot it over a mountain if he
I
wanted
wouldn't be
to.
blocking that one, Noodles.
So
I would
let's
let you
talk
see it.
about. Let's stop there. Bomb of a shot. It's game 1 and 2 against the Colorado Avalanche, and they want to sit in front of your shots and block them. And you sit and you look at them, and you do not go with this animalistic. And you go, if you want to block my shot in the first game, I'm going to break your ankle.
Yeah.
I'm going to break your shin pad because games 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're not going to block any of my shots.
Yeah,
And Kempfer, shoot one up at his head. The first shot you get in the first period should go whistling by his head.
Yeah.
You
Just
shoot
let
the
him know
puck,
you're in the building.
Let him know you're in the building.
Yeah.
Do
The game
not.
started.
It's not about the hitting, and because
Yeah.
I would expect him to go a little bit above his bubble and hit some guys, but put that aside. Focus on shooting the puck as hard as you can in the first 2 games. Watch the room open up. It's wild, especially as a goalie.
Guys, you know, well, you would know as a forward, if you're a guy who's a little shy to block a shot, you'll change your angle to get into that lane a little bit. If that guy's shooting, you'll make
Yeah.
it look good, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa, it just can't get there. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like if Parayko establishes that and
Oh, man.
puts a puck through a guy's leg, they may not get there.
No.
Like, imagine you take one off the ankle in game 1 from Parayko. You're like, oh my God, there's no chance I'm getting in front of that
you're
again.
Lieutenant Dan being rolled into
the
other
next
games.
11 guys think the same thing.
I agree.
I agree.
Noodles, I love
Yeah.
your show, brother, by the way.
Yeah,
you and
yeah, yeah.
O-Dog, and I don't know if you remember back in the day, I just retired. We were at your boy Chad's house after
Yes.
the softball game, and I talked to you about doing this stuff, and you were so great to me, so I appreciate it. But
No, I
I love
appreciate it.
Overdrive. I love O-Dog.
Chad tried killing me 2 weeks ago in Vancouver.
He did.
Oh.
He tried that to me in Cabo.
Do you remember the hot
more on
lap
the
he did with his
tequila.
truck when he came in for that fight?
Chad Kruger enjoys himself. Like he wrote the song Rockstar, and it's actually about
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah,
great.
that's true.
It is. So,
But
all right, guys.
one of the funniest things, before you go, one of the funniest things I ever saw this year, and I love O-Dog, I put a little weight on myself, but the 100-meter dash that he did
Yes.
was the greatest entertainment. Our boy Mackel, Eddie McLaughlin, loves your show too. But O-Dog down the stretch there, it was
Yeah, it was a struggle. It wasn't a photo finish. It was an oil painting.
Put that one behind us, huh?
It was tough. But you know what? O-Dog and Al's brother, both of
Yeah.
them grinded it out. And believe me, it was good for the show. And yeah, we have a lot of fun.
You
I
guys
like
are
that.
awesome. You guys
have a
are
lot of
awesome.
fun.
Yeah,
Appreciate
say hi to
it.
the boys for us.
I will for sure.
Will do.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for taking the time.
You
brother.
bet. Take
Appreciate
it easy.
Thank you. Thanks, fella. We appreciate it.
You
Thank
bet. No
buddy.
problem.
Good for you,
2,
brother.
1. And we're back.
We're back.
The Battle of Alberta begins with
This guy's-
Budweiser's new man right here. I love it.
I love it, fella. Hey, listen, the most veteran move was the two. I told your brother was the two tall boys in the back pocket. That's hey, you got. Hey, no wonder you're the captain of the Sens. You already know that.
Yeah, it was I was thinking about doing more, but I was like, no, that was too much. That was too much.
You look kind of like us at Bonnaroo or a music festival we've been to, eh? Where you're like, boys, they might close up this bar. You got to grab as many as you can right now.
And my other highlight was Big Walton want to chuck his Obi. What's that bar called?
Obi Clark's.
Obi Clark's. Because Peeler, that's one of Peeler's favorite bars.
That's Steiner's favorite bar too. Yeah.
They Jimmy is
Jimmy's
so good to us. Yeah. So
is that where you used to go when you played there?
Yeah,
too?
Fact Daddy loves it. Yeah, it's the old blues bar that it hasn't changed. And Jimmy O'Neill?
Jimmy O'Brien.
Jimmy O'Brien.
Yep.
Jimmy O'Brien takes care of the boys. You go in there after a match. It's whatever you want. You know, it's just.
Well, the way the Blues looked last night, we might be going there for it might be a Calgary Flames. Well, no, they'll be in the next round. But the Blues looked good, man. Did you watch that game last night?
We watched briefly. So, they look good. They
were too busy signing the dotted line there with the Budweiser boys.
Making money moves.
So you're a St. Louis kid, though. Is there any ties to it? I know it's Budweiser Canada, right? How did this all transpire? You mind sharing?
Honestly, I got a call from the agent and. I actually missed it, and I started, panicking a little bit.
You're like, oh God, where'd they ship me off to?
Yeah.
Boys, it was only beers, eh?
I thought it was more like, all right, come on, dial it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was just like, there's an opportunity, so it happened quick, and
awesome.
I'm excited about it. It's pretty cool, pretty unique. So, it's definitely gonna be a lot of fun with it.
No, it's great. It's great to see. I didn't have a brother, right? But you play with guys that you're close with, like the Updog or whatever. But to see you here supporting Maddie. And I was also thinking it's going to drive you a little bit that you're seeing the Barnes here. You play in Canada, like your brothers out there. It probably makes you want a little bit more too, right? Like come summertime, you'll remember the atmosphere and be in the gym grinding even harder.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Is I can't wait to go home and get back to work, just seeing everything here. That's our next step in Ottawa, and that's all the belief we have. So we're so excited and for our team, that's our next step. And everybody's got that belief we're going to do that, but. It definitely here, seeing the atmosphere, seeing the playoff, the vibe, seeing how Matthew's preparation in playoffs, and just seeing how great he's playing. It's created that extra drive and hunger for myself, and that's kind of what I want to focus on this summer is keeping that drive and doing whatever it takes to get to that next level.
And not only for you to see this, but I think for Matt to have you here supporting him, to have your old man. It's and I wanted to come in Alberta boy. I wanted to come up here, and when you guys. Or when this sort of transpired, the Edmonton-Calgary thing, I was like, first thing I'm kind of like, Obi, I don't know if the Florida, we call it the Sunshine Fuck Fest, the Panthers versus Tampa Bay Lightning, which would have been awesome to go to. I'm like, I think we got to just go experience Edmonton and Calgary, like, and really see like what these, Canadian fans who have been, tied up and just wanting good playoff hockey into the second round. There hasn't been really a good Canadian team make it into the playoffs. Now you have someone in the West.
Well, Montreal last year, but that doesn't count in the bubble. That doesn't count in the bubble, right?
But now in the West you have, Calgary, Edmonton facing off in what, they're going to be in the conference final, one of them. And I'm expecting the best of the best. So what have you seen? Like game one, it was wild. Have you ever seen a hockey game like that?
It's the atmosphere and just seeing how excited Matthew was.
Yeah.
Like going into the game, he's like, you've never seen it, but this is going to be an experience for you. I'm like, okay, all right. And then all of a sudden, just seeing just the game itself was nuts. The amount of goals was the longest game I've ever watched. I was like, it's all right, let's wrap it up. It's time to go home.
How are the seats in there? How are the seats in the 103? Because that's where we're sitting in that 103. I think
we're tight.
We're going to be a little tight, eh?
They're a little tight, but once you get going, it's anything goes.
Yeah, you know what? I loved your brother's comment before Game 7. He was like, this is going to be the best atmosphere that I've ever played in front of. This is why you play these games. Like, it's like he embraced it. I was like, that's a guy you want to go to war with because he really wants to be out in the trenches.
Yeah, no, for him, I know I flew in on Game 7 night, and I got there right before he left, and just seeing him, he was like
fired up.
I knew. I said right after he left, he's going to be absolutely humming. Then those are the types of games, like you said, that he thrives in. It's the Game 7s, this Battle of Alberta. He's going to do whatever it takes to.
Well, he's happy you're here too because he keeps texting me. How about Brady? What a fucking legend! So hey, he's happy you're here too, and we won't keep you too long. We appreciate you coming by, fella. Let's have a couple cold ones, but we're big fans of you here. Happy for the Budweiser deal, so thank you for joining us, buddy. We're pulling for the Kachuk family big time. Where's Big Walt? Is he around?
I don't know where
he's there.
He is right in the mix.
I'll track him down. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Great seeing you guys.
Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Great seeing you guys.
Can we get another Budweiser around here?
Thanks, buddy.
No problem at all.
I don't want to keep it.
Are you going? going to Edmonton at all? Or maybe no. Yeah. We're back to the Lou. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, one more night. Hey, we're here. Yeah. Browse, wanna come on?
Hey, Brady Kachuk.
Yeah.
What a kid.
Awesome. Browse coming.
That's a family to cheer for.
Yeah, totally. Bro, get over here, bro.
I'd get fucking drunk if my brother was playing the Stanley Cup Finals.
You got any good hit stories off the top of
This
your
guy
head?
looks like you still look like you still play, fella. That's a good point.
Oh,
Eh?
fuck, in that house is a lot of lights, bud. A lot of lights. I said I was with Shaddy last night. I sent you the picture, right? Hey, Max.
Shaddy's a legend, huh?
Give us 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
No. No. You're like, I'm never gonna get that out of my mind there. That one's.
I'd like to get. Oh, I'm like, I don't know. I'd like to get Hitch on if he'll be in Edmonton.
Green means go.
Hey. 5, 4, 3. And
Throw that back on there. Yeah.
Alberta Fella Tour continues with one of my favorite teammates, Troy Brouwer, Calgary Flame alumni, now recently working for the St. Louis Blues, little part-time gig.
Season and asked me if I want to do a little bit of scouting up here in the Northwest. So it's got a couple teams and just, I don't know, stay in hockey, have some fun. And
do you like the right-handed power forward? Is that your type of guy?
I'm real big on that type of guy.
Like, don't mind him.
I don't know if you guys know this, but it's kind of going extinct ever since I got pushed out of the league.
Hey, this guy's a little soft over here.
I mean, Tom Wilson's the only guy that's left that's playing like. I mean, every team in the league would love Tom Wilson, right? Like,
well, everybody always hates him, and everyone always gets on him and stuff like that. But you can't tell me there's one person who's a hockey fan or knows hockey that would not want that guy on their team.
Fuck, I know. It's like
he's a man rocket too. He's a weapon.
He
came and chatted with us in Vegas, and the guy walked in, and we're like,
he's a beast,
fucking guy.
Like he's fucking like Jack too. I'm like, holy fuck.
And he's got good style on him too.
Yeah. Because he was young. When I was out of the league before he really turned into Tom Wilson. Like, I was in the league. Remember when he got dropped by Asham?
Yeah.
And Asham went like, so that's the Tom Wilson.
That was Jay Beagle.
That was
Beagle. That was Beagle. That's right. That's
Beags
right.
isn't a fighter.
Sorry, Willie. Sorry, Willie. Sorry, Willie.
But hey, if he
Willie's going to be coming after you
that
after that one.
He's going to drop me. That was Beagle.
If he fought Asham, fucking good for him because Asham was so tough.
Asham was a guy I never wanted to fight.
But it also helps, and Browse, it helps when you get a cup.
It
helps.
does.
It helps your style flow. It helps, your game at the bar. It helps a little bit of everything. It helps that swagger on the ice. When you get that cup and Browse, you got a cup. You get two or one?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Just
one.
It still weighs the same when you lift it up.
That's
if
true.
You got one or two, right? But it helps, and you're always a champ. But Wilson is a guy like they missed him this year. I'm a Florida Panther alumni. The only reason Florida got through those guys was, that. If they played Tampa Bay in that round, that guy would have never fucking shot the puck at the empty net, and that game was over. Series over. But no, you play the Washington Capitals, and the guy, I forget his name, but he
Hathaway.
Hathaway.
I played with Hathaway too.
You did?
Yeah.
Is he a type of guy to shoot the puck?
He's
at
the type of guy that's going to shoot the puck.
He's
at
a
empty
fucking
net.
meat stick.
Oh.
So he comes from, where'd he go, Brown?
Something like that.
So
I
I
league, and he will let you know it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
I go from the Flames. So
Serves him right.
back down to the jungle. So now I'm in. This is the first time I go back down. I'm in Abbotsford. They call up this Garrett Hathaway from Brown. He's like, I want to fight. I'm like, I don't know, aren't you a smart kid? But anyways, so he goes out there, starts running around. I'm like, you're actually going to have to fight if you play like this. So I show him a few things. First fights he gets in, doesn't drop his one glove,
God.
And his nose gets just fucking murdered. I'm like, hey, kid, you got to drop both gloves first things first. But he made a career that, I'll be honest with you, I would have never thought that he would have done it.
No,
Good for him.
I'll be impressed, or I am impressed with him, to be honest with you. When I saw him at first, I didn't think that he was going to be a regular NHLer, but he's done a great job creating a spot for himself, and he's playing well, other than that one play that maybe cost him the series.
Yeah.
But
now, I don't think he would have made it when we played, just like I wouldn't make it now. But he wouldn't have made it back in our day because he would have gotten the shit kicked out of him so bad that he would have been out of there. But he's done well for himself there.
He has, yeah.
Talk about the Battle of Alberta, Brow. You're living in Calgary here. You got a nice shack, National League shack.
Yes.
You built that while we were playing together, I think.
Yeah. I started it, the year that we were in St. Louis together, and then finished it when I was here. Moved in for 7 days and got bought out. So that was a lot of fun. I got to go to Florida out of it, but
a lot of good players get bought out.
I'm the only guy on this podcast right now that never got bought out.
You never did?
I mean, I had a couple PTOs though. I tell you that much.
Yeah. No,
I've had one of those.
You're
I've
Mr.
had those,
PTO.
so.
You made it though, right?
I did make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I had one. I didn't make it. Fuck.
All right. Well, I'm 50%. Made one, missed one.
They're impossible, really. They're fucking impossible.
My philosophy is you got to swing at everything.
Oh, why
something
not?
will stick.
Absolutely.
Hey?
They need an next CBA though. Make these PTOs more of like favoring the player. I feel like it favors the team so much that you're like.
Well, they can bring them in at no cost to them and no like.
And all the teams are picked at the end of training camp.
I
You're like,
know.
we don't want you. Where are you going to go? You're like,
I don't know. I got
Russia?
nothing now.
Russia? I don't know.
That's when they cut me from Florida the year of the PTO. And they're like, you got anything else lined up? And I'm like, nope. Everybody else was full.
Yeah, so
sure enough,
I know.
St. Louis gets 900 injuries, and all of a sudden I'm in St. Louis.
I should have. Uppy told me. So I went to Florida on a PTO, and Dale Talon pulls me off the bus at the end of training camp. He's like, I'm going to sign you to a two-way. I'm like, I made this fucking team, Dale. Like, fuck. He's like, doesn't matter. He's like, what do you care about money? You're still getting paid by Calgary. I'm like, that has nothing to do with it, Dale. That's nothing to do with it. Like,
It means
Not
I'm better
the
than
point.
Dylan Olsen right now. That's
so
what it
yeah.
means.
So Uppy goes, don't sign the deal. Go home and relax. I'm like, fuck. Where am I going to go? Anyways, the Anaheim Ducks get 7 injuries on defense, and I'm sitting down in San Antonio. So you got to have a little balls to like.
Yeah, you
right?
got to bet
So
on yourself.
You got to bet on
little
yourself,
bit here, right?
Yeah.
So back to the Battle of Alberta. Browse, you're here.
Yeah.
Game 1, 9-6, complete absolute debauchery, goals everywhere.
Oh.
What do you expect in here, Game 2? We're here. There's a bunch of absolute fucking drunks in this bar right now.
And I'm
They're
about
ready
to
to
be
go.
one- I'm about to be one of them.
I got a Lanny McDonald jersey over here with a big old thing. Anyway, I'm an Alberta boy. I love it.
Yeah.
I grew up watching this stuff. Since 1991, there hasn't been a Battle of Alberta playoff series.
Yeah.
Anything that stands out to you that we're going to expect walking in the Saddle Dome tonight? Like, I haven't been in there since I last played. Probably neither of you.
Well, it was,
Oh, I put a few games. Yeah.
it was old then. It's still old now, so you
Yeah.
can expect that. But no, last game. I mean, if you're a hockey fan and you love seeing goals, that was the game. That was the best fucking game you could ask for. And I've talked to so many people around town. They're like, "Oh, that game was amazing." And I was sitting there, and you're looking at it from the hockey aspect. I can be like, both coaches, I can guarantee you, were so fucking mad with their teams over that game.
Yeah.
But that being said, as a hockey fan, you're like, goals everywhere, celebrations, everyone's so happy.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that tonight's game is going to be quite a bit tighter checking. I'm not going to say that the goals are going to be down, because if the goalies played the way they did last game, everyone's
I
going to
could have got one. I could have got one.
Man, it wasn't fun to watch. I felt bad for those guys.
And you
but
know what? You make a great point with the coaches, but even and you guys are the forwards, maybe it's different, but you guys played the right way. Like, even if we won a game 6-5, you're like, come on, boys, we got to be better than that. Like, we can't give up 5.
Yeah.
Like, we got to, let's be a little better.
Well, especially in the
I mean, if you
playoffs.
win the game, the heroes would be like, "Hey guys, like
Well, I would then they'd call me a hero. I would be like, boys, we can't give up 6 and keep winning. Can we?
Browse is over in the corner, fucking undoing his skates. He's got 2 and 2, and he's like, "I don't know what you guys are talking about."
Maybe I was.
great game. I don't know
You're
about
like,
you
yeah,
guys.
Maybe I
Play
was
a little
maybe,
defense,
maybe I
boy.
was the nerd then. I'm like, boys, we can't keep going 5 here.
He's like his shoulder. He's got ice on his shoulder. He's took fucking 12 one-timers. He's like, "Oh man."
Those celebrations really take a lot out of you.
I'd be like, Upshall scored 2. He's not scored 2 the next night, boys. So we got to tighten her up here a bit.
Hey, Brow, you think so? We got the Oilers here tonight,
Yeah.
versus the Flames. You think we got a Hitchcock sighting in the building tonight, or what? Where are they putting him?
He might
in this
come
building?
down to number 2.
I
to
know.
come
I
check
feel
it
like
out.
this. I feel like Hitch.
Down the number 2. It's jump in your car, get out here.
Hey, Hitch. Yeah, he's coming down Highway 2, right down through the taint there in Red Deer. But I don't think he misses a game like this.
I don't think he does either. I know he'll probably be in the ones in Edmonton, but a good game, especially after last game, and expecting, because Hitch, he gets a hard on for those nice tight checking games,
I
right?
know he does.
He'll probably be here for this one.
One thing I remember about Hitch, we were in St. Louis and make it to the conference finals against San Jose.
Yeah.
And he got so fucking nervous in the Dallas series, before these games. And I don't know if it was because he used to coach the Dallas Stars or what, but after the meetings, Obes, he'd go in and he'd fucking sit on the toilet, and he'd be in there, and I'd be like,
I bet.
No, but he was
had
like,
fucking McDonald's for pregame.
no, he
the
just
shits.
he goes, fuck, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I just got
Shouldn't have had that extra nugget.
no, but fuck, I'm like, buddy, I feel you. I feel your pain, but
Here, have a bagel, Hitch. Calm down.
No, I love Hitch.
Love his
I'm gonna
protein bars.
listen. He did like a good protein
He
bar.
did like a good protein bar.
Well, he's a great coach. He's a great coach.
He is unbelievable.
He's a great coach.
He was one of the better coaches that I've ever had. And I remember, like, one of the very first games, he was on me a little bit, and he was like, fuck me. I turned around, I'm like, Hitch, shut up. I fucking got it.
Yeah.
And he just kind of left me alone after that.
Yeah,
So
you
he was
have
always
to.
good to me. Like, he's a guy that, like, I really respect it. And guys
Yeah.
told me this before I went in, but he's like, if you give it back to him, he likes it even more. And he's a guy that does not hold grudges, and he never did. The next day after the game, like, it was like a whole new day. Like, he was never mad. He wanted to win so bad. And that's just the style that he was. And it was a lot of fun to play for a guy.
Torch was kind of like that, too.
I
Tortorella
enjoyed
a
it.
little bit. If you would have said fuck off to him, he's over it the next day. He wanted a little fight back.
They won't hold on to it. And that's what I think made him a great coach. Because look at some of the guys that he coached over the years, and like, fuck, if you got a little upset with him or the other way around, it could last for a while.
You're gone.
Yeah.
So Revo came on our
done.
Revo came on our
Fucking
pod
waivers.
and told the one story where like
Revo's a beauty.
he knew Hitch was just looking at him, right? And like
Yeah.
he fucking turned the puck over, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for Hitch to yell at him. I'm sitting on the bench, and Revo just sees him, like his eyes on him, and he just turns around and he's like, "What?" And Hitch is like, "I told you to get the fucking puck out," and then he grabs him by the tie and pulls him down. And Hitch got all scared, and he's like, "I fucking heard you," right? So he turns around, and then he's like, "I don't think I should have done that, right?" And so he goes to apologize after, and Hitch is just like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
I don't know.
like nothing happened.
I don't know.
He
That's hockey to
he
me.
loved that
That's
kind of
hockey
stuff.
to me.
I know.
Right? Fuck.
I agree.
That's a good team.
I looked on the bench some nights with Hitch, and I like his belly, and you guys, I'm like, how the fuck are the boys squeezing by him there? Like, if you blew a wheel, you'd be like, heads up, Hitch. Fucking right
You
side.
blew a wheel, you're better off to hop on the board, skate all the way around and off.
You're going around. You're going around. You're going around.
No, and you know when you have a coach like Hitch too, you got to have good assistants, and we did. We had fucking Kirk Muller, who is an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Kirk
Kirk
is having a
Muller's
good little.
beauty. He's here with Calgary.
Kirk is
He's
here
having
as
a
well.
good little.
Yeah, he is.
Good
And you
for
know what
him.
though? Like same thing with Kirky with Hitch as well. Is you got Hitch who wears on you and he's like squeaking away, and then you got Moles that you can just talk to and have a good time. And I think that dynamic like carries over here in Calgary as well because. I know I never played for Daryl, but I know he can wear on you on a day to day. And then you got Kirky, who's always in there with a smile and
that's
everything.
a great point, bro. And that's probably a well-designed fucking way of attack from Tree Living here with this group.
I think
and they do have a good older group mixed with like the right group of core players in their prime with the Kachuk and the fucking Goudreaus, you know, and then you got the Noah Hannafins and the guys. They're all kind of in their prime.
Yeah.
But you can't have a guy that is too hard.
The signings that turned out good for Tree Living were Goody and Big Z. Those two
Yeah.
D-men, when they signed them, I'm like, I don't know,
yeah.
man. The game, they're not allowing people to cross-check anymore. You just signed the two biggest defensemen, and they've turned out really well.
They have. I've really been impressed with Gabranson. Like I know him. I played World Championships with him a couple years ago. Great kid. Well, I shouldn't call him a kid anymore,
He's
but
a
like
fucking beast now,
unbelievable guy. And I feel like I felt bad for him because his career was kind of like, not really going probably the way he wanted to. Jumped around to a couple different teams, and now he's in a system that like
works
completely. Benefits him, plays right into his game. Yeah, get in the corners, play hard, throw your weight around.
Small building,
like
like at home here, he looks like he's a monster.
He is a monster. He is also another man missile too. By the way,
he throws right hammers too. That
I know he's tough. He's
holy fuck.
Yeah,
he's tough. Is there anyone out there nowadays, Brow, that you'd like to just grab and just absolutely pound or what? Like, cause you know what I always love
Darn it,
about
Hathaway.
you? Yeah. No, you know what I used to love about you with the battles we used to have with Dallas? You'd grab that Roussel all the time.
Oh yeah.
You'd be the one
he's
guy
hard
that
not to grab.
You would be the one. He always You were the one guy that always be like, I'm gonna fucking handle this kid right now. Watch this. Anyone out there now that just like you look at and kind of drives you nuts? The way they play.
I don't know. Actually, like Mangiapane here, and I do know him as a person.
His helmet's fucking drives me crazy.
Oh my god, it's always like crooked.
Yeah,
it's pulled down.
I was talking to Richardson. I'm like, get the guy a bucket that fits him for fuck's sake.
This is the National League here.
Come on. We're trying to get escrow down a bit here.
Hey, not everyone can have good hair like this.
I know that's true.
You know, you guys got to hide behind that.
That Roussel I chased around my whole career, and I got him one night here at the Dome.
Yeah.
On an icing. And he was chirping me, and I changed, and I jumped back over the boards, and I fell back over like a meathead. But I went out and got him, and we squared off. I don't know how tight he had that chin strap done up.
Yeah.
I hit him with a fucking uppercut that smashed my fucking knuckle open, and I come up and his helmet's still on. I was he had that thing.
I fought him once in Dallas too, and for the longest time was all over him. I'm like, just tell me when. I'll let you pick. Just tell me when.
Did you break your hand on that?
What's that?
Did you break your hand on that one?
No, I didn't. But
you blocked
same as you. I absolutely ripped up every. I hit him a couple times. He got me a few times as well.
He's a tough kid. He's a tough kid. He's a tough kid. I just didn't know when he had that bucket on.
I fucking popped him the one time. And then I realized we went to the ground. He's got that fucking thing taped on.
Oh, I know. I thought he had it taped around this way. I'm like, fuck, how you got that baby on, buds? Browse, we've had Boley on quite a few times, and we talk about our battles, Vancouver, Chicago. Those series were
some of my favorites.
They were fucking I look back at them like. Sometimes I might want to be on the other team, of course, but they were good battles, eh?
They were a lot of fun. Like just two really good hockey teams going at it. Some tough players on there. Like it was fun, and I think the fact that we met year after year, also helped contribute to it as well, right? And then we had the hair pulling incident.
There was chirping going on.
Oh, it was nonstop.
I remember Bieksa said something to Ben Eager on the bench. We can't even say it on Missin Curfew. I was just looking at him. I'm like, the fuck are you? What is wrong with you, bro? Like next shift, Eager going, but that's when the hair pulling thing started.
Yeah.
Who did he hair pull again?
Duncan Keith. No, Burroughs pulled
Duncan Keith's hair.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So.
Burroughs is the hair pulling type, isn't he?
Yeah, he probably is. Yeah,
he likes to get his hair pulled too.
I used to battle him after I got traded or signed in Nashville and Colorado. I would chirp her all the time.
Oh, you know what sucks is like we had all those battles, and then I played World Championships with both Burroughs and Bieksa, and you go into it and you're like, fuck, I really don't want to like these guys, and they're both like great guys.
They are.
I mean, except for Burroughs being really French.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only downfall.
No, he's as French as they come. And even though when I played, the next year I got traded, I played them in the second round. They beat Chicago. Were you there the year they came back and beat you guys?
Yeah. Well, no, we were down 3-0. Then we got into Game 7 overtime.
Yeah.
And then Burroughs scored.
So I'm sitting at we beat Anaheim in the first round, and I'm sitting in Nashville being please God, and I'm talking. Remember Ryan Johnson?
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah, unreal.
Great guy.
Talk about Jack. Johnny's fucking Jack. Drink
God.
14 Guinnesses a night, come in and just be shredded. I'm like, the fuck's going on here? Like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm watching this game being like, please, if you guys beat them, I think we played Detroit in the second round. Remember Chris Campoli up the wall? And I had to go to Vancouver. I'm like, this is going to be a gong show.
We're all screaming. No. Sure enough. Oh, well.
Because you guys were so in their kitchen because they had beat us the previous 2 years.
Yeah.
And then they came all the way back. And then, I mean, these guys in Vancouver, their fucking sphincter was like that.
Oh, no.
There's a reason we were down 3-0. So, anyway, we're playing Detroit last game of the year, like 11:30 game in Chicago. All we had to do is win and we're in. We lose to Detroit. And then Minnesota was playing Dallas, and Dallas was already in. Minnesota played like a minor league team. We're already at the bar, bottle service. We got everything going on.
You think the season's over?
Season's done in our mind. Sure enough, Minnie beats Dallas with a minor league team. Get the phone call from our team services guy. We're like, all right, put the party on ice here.
Cater, put that Grey Goose down.
Did you guys end up winning that year?
No, that was the year that
we lost.
We came back, but we were down 3-0 in the series in a hurry.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember Ryan Johnson had a quote after Game 6. He's like, they are upset that there's two birds going back to Vancouver. I was texting Joey. I'm like, beat these fucking guys, please. Because I had to go back to Vancouver, and they were better than us too in Nashville. But I had to go back there and deal with the media. And then, but I remember one TV timeout. I think it was Game 4 in Nashville. Bieska's being the sheriff, and I'm finally like, let's go right now, fucking let's go, Juice, right fucking now. He's like, whoa, God, no, right fucking now, and he never did. But
I had a little scuff with Bieksa too.
Good to see you, Dickie.
I went and I tried to hit Edler late after. Good to meet you. I tried to hit him late after the whistle, and Bieksa came over and shot the puck at me in the big scrum, and I grabbed him and I threw two, and he goes down, but he's so strong. He had my jersey right here, and all you see is me just go face first down to the ice. So I'm like, oh man, I thought I looked really cool right now, and now I'm laying on the ice again. Bieksa comes up, starts going like this. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's almost like, I don't have to tell you this because you beat us out 2 years in a row or whatever. We were so hated that was like what fed their team, right?
Yeah.
They fed them like they love being hated. I'm like, you guys love being hated this much.
Big time.
I'm like, you guys can't get a bar in any other city in the fucking league. Like,
you were playing America's team though, right? Too.
Oh, I know.
Like, the Blackhawks were America's team.
Oh,
it was just they were kicking ass. The fucking anthem and
Vince Vaughn in the front row. Hey.
I mean, they were intimidating. They had Kane and Taves doing their thing. They had Keith.
Big Buff standing in front. Big Buff standing in front of the net.
Yeah.
Was Crow the fucking goalie the whole way through?
No, my first year was Hue and Niemi.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Crow took over. He took a little while to develop in the minors, but man, he turned into a hell of a goalie as well.
So
Brian
you never
Campbell.
played with Happy Bull in there?
I did, my very first year.
Yeah.
So what a guy that guy is.
I bet.
Oh, he
Didn't mind stick handling home, did he?
Yeah. Who gets more pinned, Happy Bullen or Kipper?
Or Shane O'Brien?
I don't know. That's a hell of a toss-up right there. I remember one of my first games, though, Happy Bullen comes in after the game and he goes, hey, follow me. Brings me into the sauna, big cooler full of beers, and I'm like, holy fuck, like I'm 21 years old. I'm like, I don't know this is happening. Sure enough, sat there and we had a couple beers, and then Q comes in, and Q's doing his sit-ups in the sauna and having a blast. Oh, it was great. What an introduction to the NHL.
Oh, man. My first roommate was Ian Moran. Remember Ian Moran, right-handed D-man?
Yeah.
But first thing we get in, we drop the bags, he just opens the mini fridge.
Yeah.
He's like, here you go. I'm like,
I'll say this out loud, but I think
Say it out loud.
I think hockey needs Q back in it.
yeah.
Q's good for the game. Q's good for the game, and the Florida Panthers could use him right now to get back in this series.
Burnett needs to make a couple of adjustments.
Yeah,
he needs to make.
They could use Q's kind of confidence and calmness and like let's go.
I had to text my boy Weegsy last night, make sure he didn't jump off his condo in Florida. Said, fella, how you doing? What's up, fella? I had a nice little chat with him. I think he's going to be better in
good.
the game.
I hope so.
Yeah.
He's a good player, man. I like that kid.
He's a great kid.
He's
He
awesome.
just gets a little horny. He's got a little up dog in him.
I said, stay between the fucking dots, and if you see Kucherov behind the net, don't fucking go back there.
Yeah.
Just stay out. Just stay out.
Yeah, just let him do his thing. And
Because if you, that's what he's baiting you in.
Yeah.
Like so.
Browse, pleasure to have you. It's
Yeah,
good to see
awesome.
you again. Let's
Great
walk
to
over
see
to the
you.
match and have a couple pints.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
All right, no
Yeah,
problem.
thank you.
It's been fun.
Thanks, bro.
Good
Obi,
thing-
let's close this
good
up.
thing I got
for
the
1 second.
notepad.
You want us to close it 1 second?
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, bro. That was great. Thanks, buddy.
No, it's fine. Thanks.
Obi, cheers. Battle of Alberta. Nice to be
I
here.
got my Luchas tarp on.
I know you do.
I figured if I was coming,
I got my
I'm getting the full
GoodLife.
experience.
I got my GoodLife blue tarp. I didn't have an Oilers tarp.
Is that
I was
Oilers?
looking
Well,
for
you'll
one.
get one tomorrow when you go to Edmonton.
But I will show these on air because these are fucking juice. I got the Travis Scott fucking Nikes.
How come
here.
you wear Nikes all the time now? Eh?
I loaded up on a couple pairs. Hey, I like them. But anyway,
What if someone tries to kick the shit out of the South?
I'll boot them with these puppies. But anyway, hey,
Yeah, good job.
pleasure to be out here in the
motherland.
motherland. We're going to see Brento tomorrow.
Brento, come on, fella. Let's have a night. Let's have a night, Brento, if you're listening.
And let's have a match tonight.
Go
baby.
Flames!
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everyone for coming. Let's go, baby.